I initially had put you in there.
Nice.
Because fresh off your Smash It EP, Vineyard Nights.
What does initially mean?
Initially means that my work was like, no.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Remote episode. Damn. It's snowing.
It is snowing. A lot of snow this week. Snow's hot in the streets. Stonks are up.
That's true. The smart thing to do when you got something about the episode you don't like that you think takes away from the episode is to immediately call it out and just let everyone know off the bat. Normally, I think that normal people would do some sort of back and forth, have a little bit of thing, and then say, as you can tell, this is being recorded via Zoom, but don't worry, gang. We just come out the gate, be like, fuck.
This one might suck.
Check out next week's episode if you want.
Right.
If you want only the premium content, don't subscribe to Patreon or anything. Just if you want only the premium content, just skip this episode. Nah, this is going to be a good episode. Starting with this that I saw on... I'm probably going to complain about Twitter on this episode because there was a lot of reason this week to complain about Twitter. And I feel like that's kind of just...
It's become who we are.
Yeah, it's just become kind of like a staple of the show, being the old guys that don't like Twitter anymore. But I saw Tori Bedford from WGBH, a reporter, encountered this with someone she knew, that she realized like that men be weird with the pockets that they choose to use. She's fascinated by how many pockets men's pants have, which we've discussed this, like women get screwed over in the pocket department.
For sure.
We've definitely discussed that. But it led to a big conversation of, wait, so what do men do with all their pockets? Which pockets did they use? And I was looking at some of the responses, and I just find it to be a fascinating topic because I have my answers. I have my right and wrong with pockets, but I don't know yours. I don't know what the average guy's is. Pete, which pockets do you use?
I use the phone always goes in my right pocket, my right hand front pocket.
Okay.
Yep. That's basically all that goes in there because when you're reaching in for the phone, I'm pulling out the phone a lot. I don't want to pull out the phone and drag some other shit out without it. So basically front right pocket is dedicated to the phone at all times. Back right pocket is the wallet. Stay doing that. And then the left pocket is mostly miscellaneous. Like there's always a chapstick in there. I don't know if you know this about me. I think I've mentioned it on the podcast. I always got to be strapped with chapstick at all times because of the whole Accutane thing. Ever since going on Accutane, I have to stay strapped with chapsticks at all times because my lips are just, I wouldn't say they're like permanently chapped, but like I always need to keep them maintained.
Yeah, it's something that you have to manage.
You're right. So
something you live with.
Always a chapstick at all times in the left front pocket. Keys go in there. If I'm wearing glasses like I am right now, got a little cleaning cloth that also goes in the front left pocket. And then the back left pocket stays empty. And then usually like any other pocket stays empty.
Okay, so there's one, we definitely have a major piece of overlap in that we both use the front right pocket for the phone. I mean, there's legitimately probably
that's standard.
A 50-50 chance at the very least. I would probably say most people are right-handed, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're probably putting like that's your shooting hand, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about. I was gonna say guns, but then I was gonna say about like phones, wallets, anything. I do the front right pocket for the phone, which I think we can agree. We've decided. Very standard. It's the industry standard. Mm-hmm. Left is wallet and miscellaneous. Maybe I'll toss a couple of guitar picks in the front right with the phone because it can't do any real damage to the phone. Like if I have a couple of small things, like who knows, maybe I'm not feeling so hot. Carry around some, like if I have any, if like I'm not feeling so hot, I'll stay strapped with Imodium, where you stay strapped with chapped lips. That's like it's a weird, irrational fear that I have is just like getting sick to my stomach.
Also, before anybody gets on me about this, I don't use chapstick. I use Burt's Bees because Burt's Bees is the is the way to go.
Yo, okay. I thought you were saying like
people were gonna jump on me and be like, "What chapstick is bad for you? Use Burt's Bees is way better."
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say that it was like a status thing.
No,
and I was gonna say, shut up. This episode brought to you by Chapstick. I'm gonna start using Chapstick. Don't pick on the cheap guys. Yeah, I've done the chapstick thing before. I just know it's not. I feel like I'm like appropriating your life if I do. Not you in particular, but just I know so many people who need chapstick, who always have some sort of lip balm, something for their lips because they need it. I just don't. So there have been some years where I've been like, I'm going to get on the chapstick train. Why would I? I don't need it. You know?
Yeah. There was a while that I mean, like for the first, 22 years of my life, never even thought about chapstick.
And then last year.
Yeah, right. And then I hit 23 and I was like, damn, pandemic, shit.
Yeah. So notice that where we disagree there.
And I'm kind of surprised by this. Is crazy.
So I would say to you, wallet in a back pocket, extremely dated. But you could say like, oh, well, I'm just a classic gentleman or something, and you'll win points for that. Like we'll have listeners who like own a bunch of straight razors and stuff that'll be like, that guy knows what he's talking about. Hold on a second.
That's a man's man.
Yeah. Pete's doing actually, hold on a second. Miss, would you please take your headphones off?
I got to tell you about this fella that I know.
Right. If you would just, ma'am, if you would just kindly remove your headphones so I can speak to you. Pete is a classic gentleman. Deej, no idea what that guy's doing. I mean, I used to do the wallet in the back pocket, but really, it left I used to use a bigger wallet. Now, I think you and I are similar. We use the dinky things, right?
Yeah,
you'd be crazy to use.
I don't even have the wallet that opens anymore. I have like the flat one where it's like the cards in the back, and then there's like the money clip.
Yeah, I got my cards in the back. Hey, cards is attached. Hey,
like I would. I mean, like I kind of understand like wanting to avoid the back. Like you don't want to be a Costanza situation where you're lopsided, and it is uncomfortable to sit on a wallet, and even if it is like a smaller one, I don't know. It's just like something that I've grown accustomed to, and I just feel weird. I always leave the left pocket pretty light. I would feel weird with it in the front.
I had jeans that had the imprint of a wallet in my back right pocket from that. That was also a major reason why I was like, this is going to mess up my clothes. So I like having everything just right with me in the front. And also, if you keep everything in the front, you're less likely to have too much stuff with you. Like there have been,
that's never a problem for me. I don't bring stuff.
Yeah.
Not a stuff guy.
Have we ever discussed clutches?
I mean, we've talked fanny packs, probably same sort of discussion.
Right. So it's been a while since I considered it, but there was a time in my life where I was like, you know, when you're thinking of buying something and you're just like, just fucking buy it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, well, what are you doing for the days, weeks, months until you buy it? Like you want it, and if you can afford it, just fucking buy it. That's how I was with the clutch for a while. I was like, I just think that it makes so much sense to have a clutch. And one of my buddies has a clutch, and it just took everything I had to not be like, hey, can I put my phone in your clutch? And obviously there's like the stereotype of like the dude who wants to put stuff in their partner's pocketbook, whatever. I like if you're around somebody who has that storage
lighten the
available,
load.
You're
Hell
like,
yeah.
Fuck, I kind of want to put all my stuff there.
Once we are freed from this prison of pandemic, or like close to it, or like once I have a kid or something, like I'm absolutely gonna be a fanny pack guy, like the over the shoulder strap fanny packs that sits on the chest. I'm definitely going to be that guy. I'm going to throw like hand sanitizer in there. I'm going to throw the phone in there. I'm going to throw like chapstick, all like probably the wallet. Like I'll take everything out of the pants, throw it in the fanny pack. And I think that's going to be my thing.
The fanny pack renaissance of, let's say 2016, 2017, 2018, maybe even was
was so
incredibly,
liberating.
no pun intended, it was incredibly clutch because not only were people, I feel like it was largely used as a fashion accessory, but what a freaking game changer, especially if you're wearing shorts with pockets. That's a kind of a different animal
Fucking
than
the worst, because nothing stays in short pockets.
Right. The short pockets immediately they like fold up at the top and they're just it's weird. It's like a push pop. Everything that's in there whenever you move is just like kind of getting pushed up and out a little bit. It stinks putting things in short pockets, especially if you're like me. I guess everyone's like this now, but like I like to go quite a bit above the knee. So
the like 5-inch inseams now are fucking like the standard industry standard. The short shorts are like crazy in now.
Honestly, I feel like that's kind of like well, you can decide. You're more learned on this guy than I am. I'm sitting it the hell out, but I feel like that's like the Army Hammer Call Me by Your Name look that is part of the reason why. Right.
Well, I mean, don't mention that name. It's
right.
It's just very, very cancelable right now. But yeah, I think that like things have been trending toward. Well, I mean, like all old things come into play eventually, come back in style. So it was only a matter of time. But nostalgia is everything right now, and so. I think that the short shorts were always going to come back, and it's not surprising that.
Here's a question: do shorts matter in 2021? Meaning, like project out a couple of months. Are we going to care about what shorts we're wearing? Because I can promise you, I didn't buy shorts in 2020. I didn't think about shorts I happened to be wearing on any given day in 2020. I just whatever it was. Honestly, you know what? Actually, I did get into shorts in 2020. But it was basketball shorts, and like I bought some Red Wings basketball shorts. I think I bought some other cool basketball shorts. I was like, I'm not seeing anybody. I want some cool ass comfortable shorts.
Yeah, I think front design shorts are in, like where like there's like a logo across the front of a pair of basketball shorts. I think that is going to be in. I don't go for basketball shorts, and you want to know a big reason why? This is sort of a full circle moment. Putting the wallet in the back pocket has turned me off on basketball shorts, because basketball shorts don't have the back pocket, so you got to go front left, and it just feels really weird to me. I'm a big sweat shorts guy now.
That's a good call. I mean, I would argue putting anything in basketball short pockets feels weird.
Awful.
Because there's no structure. So it flops around like crazy. Yeah. Like no matter,
you can't get excited. You can't get excited in basketball shorts, because like if you do like any exaggerated movement, your fucking phone's flying out of your right pocket, your wallet's flying out of the left. Shit's not locked down at all.
Shut up, ETD. I'm just saying that if ETD is listening, he's like ready to make a joke when you said you can't get excited in basketball shorts. But we're not making it. That's such a easy, low hanging fruit. I don't know. I'd hope that I'm trying to think of the last time I bought shorts and was like jazzed about them. I got some cool blue shorts, but I don't know.
The only clothes that I've bought in the past year are literally just sweatpants and sweatshirts.
I've considered getting a couple of new pairs of joggers because my go-tos have taken a freaking beating over the past year.
Costco, man. Costco.
I mean, Costco does it. Oh, I meant to tell you, my online friend from the freezer, a pioneer in the bootleg merch game, has been tie-dyeing Kirkland shirts.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I almost traded my PlayStation 4 for a white Kirkland brand sweatshirt? Just straight up 1-for-1.
Are they selling? Are they like tough to get your hands on?
They're tough to get your hands on. Only some Costco sell them.
Oh man, I remember a few days after you were like, I think you brought it up on the podcast. You were like, I want to start wearing Kirkland stuff, And I was like, yeah, like John Mayer does that. Like that's a like we
Right.
kind of been there. And you were like, yeah, just kind of like a small thought, whatever. And then a couple of days later, I saw Gary Streisky was getting them, and I was like, well, fuck, I feel bad because now it's definitely cool. Like Pete was definitely ahead of the curve. Should have told him like Dogecoin, like get out there, Pete. Buy.
And I tried, and I slid into Gary Streisky's DMs. I mean, like me and Gary are like cool and stuff, but like
I was gonna say, get the young man's number.
Oh, I think I might have his number. Like I don't know, but I slid into his DMs. We've obviously like chatted and stuff. We're friendly, but I was like, should I slide in the DMs? I slid in the DMs and I was like, yo, I went to my Costco to look for that Kirkland brand sweatshirt. I couldn't find it. I'm devastated that you got one. And I was hoping that he'd be like, yo, no worries, man. I'll pick you up one next time I go. Instead, he just took a victory lap. And he was like, ha, sucks. And I was like, no, damn it. It was devastating.
The one time in Gary Streisky's life he's ever been mean, he's like, yeah, that's what I thought, dumbass.
Right. I was like, he's definitely going to be like, yeah, I'll scoop you one. And instead, fucking dunked on me.
That is, I mean, if you were to bet how does Gary Streisky respond to, oh man, you got this thing, you have access to this thing I want. What is his response? I would say word for word, 95% chance he is saying, I'll scoop you one.
I'll cop you one.
He's just like that guy. Yeah. He would say that, and Miles would say that. Like, I'll scoop you one. I'll cop you one. That's just how those guys
hurt, man. It hurt. Maybe me and Gary don't have the relationship that I thought we did.
You're wearing a cool Gary's the best. You're wearing a cool sweatshirt right now. That looks comfortable.
Yeah, it is. It's like a
looks like
it's not quite like a drug rug, but it's in the same vein. It's
is that what they call those?
Yeah, like the stoner sweatshirts, kind of.
Okay. All right. You've given these two names, and both are kind of derogatory towards people who live a certain lifestyle.
No, I mean no. It's like stereotypical,
like,
I guess.
It's not like a stupid smoke, but it looks kind of like
no. You never heard the term drug rug?
I've really not. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. It's, but the drug rugs usually like the oversized ones.
Okay,
and they have like the patterns or whatever. This is just kind of like you could wear this to like a dinner or something.
Right. That looks very versatile. So you listening at home definitely know what we're talking about. So that's which
check.
That's which pockets y'all using. I don't know. I'm kind of thrown for a loop that a lot of people still do back right. I guess the only reason I stopped using back right was because of an experience that I had. So
did you get pickpocketed?
No. Just that like it messed up my jeans. So I don't know why. When I stopped doing it, I think I may have Googled for some affirmation that like, hey, is the wallet in the back pocket thing done? And there were enough websites that were like, here's why the wallet in the back thing is done. And then it's like, wow, you're a bad person if you do put a wallet in the back. And I guess that can take us to
how do you utilize like other additional pockets, like like jacket pockets or sweatshirt pocket?
It depends on when I put everything on. I mean, if I've already been walking around for a little bit and then I pop a jacket on, it's unlikely I'll be adding anything other than keys to it, right?
Yeah,
because my phone's probably in my pocket.
I like the wallet in the inside pocket of a jacket.
Ooh, yeah.
That is it's very cool to like open up the jacket and like reach the other hand in, take out the wallet. I think that's a gentleman's move.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're douchey enough about it, you can make anything a gentleman's move. As long as you have some like backstory about how somebody 1,000 years ago once did that. And oh wait, do you know it's like the I used to be annoying with this, but I don't wear a belt with suits. I probably used to say because you're not supposed to. Now I'll just say because it's not traditional to do, but a lot of people do it now. So whatever.
I've picked that up from you. I've picked that up from you, and it's people like I will go to war and I will die on the hill that you should not be wearing a belt with suits.
Yeah. See, I mean, I give.
And I've just like sort of like converted to like just being like that with pants for the most part.
You know what? I think part of why I so embraced the no belt with a suit culture was because I'm generally not. I just don't like belts a lot, I guess.
They seem very unnecessary.
Yeah,
fucking buy pants that fit.
It's an admission that you sucked at the pants purchase.
I mean, like I get the functionality of a belt. Like for some people, the pants don't fit like they used to, and sometimes you're not gonna just buy a new pair of pants.
That's true. Just get it. I mean,
but on a suit, your suit is supposed to fit you, so no belt on a suit.
And I would say, what is the number one comment made about somebody wearing a suit other than, hey, that person looks good in that suit? I don't think people will often say, hey, that person looks bad in a suit, or that's a bad suit for that person. I feel like a very common comment is, why doesn't that person wear suits that fit? Or, hey, that person's suit doesn't fit them. And I feel like it's often with the pants.
It's pants. Pants are the biggest problem.
Like
it's just like
when they just go forever at the bottom.
Yes.
And that part's easy, man. That you can get that taken care of, I don't know, $15. Right?
Yeah. When it goes forever at the bottom, and when it just kind of like, when it just goes straight down, and just like, where are your legs? Like, I can't tell where your legs start and end.
Yeah, where are the other two legs, King?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fashion advice from us. I was saying this to somebody. We were talking about colors that we fall into the habit of wearing. And I was like, I don't think I've paid enough attention. This is so sad, but like, I just don't think I've paid enough attention to fashion in clothes the last maybe like 3 years now to have any sort of, oh, this is what I do or this is what I don't do. And I think I used to kind of be like that. I used to be like, hey, these are the types of shirts that I think look good on me. These are the types of pants that I think look good on me. And now I don't want to be like this anymore, but now I'm just kind of like, it's obviously been exacerbated over the past 11 months, but now I'm just like, those are the pants that are near me. Those are the shoes that are near me. Let's go. But I used to really think often you like build the outfit from the ground up. I used to think that way and be like, what am I going to wear today and all that stuff. And now it's sadly not really there. And we're going to come out of this, and I feel like a bunch of people are going to be confused. Like, shoot, I gotta try to look good right now. What is that? What clothes can I put on that make me feel good? I'd be
I'm not sure that I'm gonna care all that much. I think that like I've sort of just transitioned into the role of like, hey, he's not trying.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like, I'm just throwing a distressed t-shirt.
Hey,
that's my look.
It gets you closer to rock bottom hot.
Right.
That always works. I rewatched the Belko Experiment the other day.
Hell yes.
I just had a hankering. I don't know why. I sought it out. It wasn't even on or anything. I was like, I got to see the Belko Experiment.
I like that.
I've now seen it twice.
I like that we've been discussing our like burning desire to see good movies recently, and then you just decided to go watch the Belko Experiment.
Yeah, I'm like, Twitter makes me sick. Twitter's this place where you know going into it it's going to be terrible, and like, I don't know why you're blah, blah, blah.
I'm not doing that.
I knowingly put on the Belko Experiment, which we've seen and discussed blow by blow. I don't really have any new notes on it. Terrible movie. That guy, is his name Tony Goldwyn?
Sure. Yeah, the guy who hosted the digital inauguration party.
Tony Goldwyn. Yeah, he was in it.
He didn't lie. He was in it.
He was in it. Hi, everybody. I'm the Belko Experiment's Tony Goldwyn. I may play a president of Belko Industries on TV or in the movies.
But you already knew that.
No, he played. He was the COO. What's that?
The chief operating officer.
Chief operating. Okay. Kind of crazy though, that movie. They just like a bit. They got a huge ass building, and all those employees. That's so much money to spend on an experiment. And at the end, do you remember how it ends?
Yeah, it's like some other company, or like, was it like the FBI or something? Or like some other outsourced company was running it from a warehouse.
So there's a hangar next door, and they know that something's going on in the hangar because all the people that were checking them in, because there was a lot of security when they entered.
Like
that
military
day.
kind of, right? Yeah.
They all went into this hangar next door, so they're like, we don't know what's going on, but there's a bunch of people next door. Maybe let's get their attention. Remember, they were like, up signs, and they were shooting at them. So they were overseeing it there. It was a government thing. They're doing like they're doing some research. He escapes, or no, he wins, and he takes all of the he collected all the bombs from people who were murdered. So he had them, and then when he's in like they do like an exit interview or whatever, and he puts the bombs on the people that are interviewing them, flips all the switches so they all explode, and he kills all those guys. And then he walks out, and it zooms out, and you see that he's on a screen walking out, and there's like a million screens, and there's a bunch of people walking out of similar things. And it says, Phase 1 complete, Phase 2 begin. And then for a while, I was like, fuck, we never got a Belko experiment sequel. And then I Googled, are we getting it? We're definitely not.
No?
No. Do you know who wrote the Belko experiment?
No.
Or who made it? Something, I don't know. James Gunn.
Really?
Yeah, that's
it's a Marvel guy.
Right, that's a Marvel guy, right?
Isn't that the Guardians of the Galaxy guy?
So I remember there was a lot of talk about James Gunn, right?
He was like briefly canceled for old tweets, and then he was reinstated.
Oh, okay. So I remembered him. So it's written by James Gunn. I just remembered James Gunn's name as, I remember he was taken off a project, and everybody was, is there like
it was the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That he was taken off of.
Did the same thing? I didn't know that it was over like any sort of behavioral stuff.
Yeah, it was like old tweets, but it was like him trying to be like an edgy comedian.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically apologized and said that like, I was trying to just push the envelope being an edgy comedian, and obviously these haven't aged well. And then he was like forgiven. He was put back on Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he got the new Suicide Squad movie as well. Interesting.
Another comedian is now in the news, Craig Ferguson. People are revisiting probably my favorite video in the world, which is 2007. Craig Ferguson being like, hey, I'm not going to make fun of Britney Spears. And everyone was like, what?
I know. If we're spending so much time going back in time, canceling people for like their old stuff that hasn't aged well, we should go back in time and give fucking Craig Ferguson a Medal of Honor for being like the one person in the world that was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't continuously dunk on people for like mental health issues.
Right. Unbelievable. And that video is important because it was just like an extremely, it was a beautiful example of compassion that even now, like we're way better about mental health now. I don't know if we're much better about compassion, you know? I don't know that we actually
not online.
Right. I suppose. But I mean, I'm working on that. I hope everyone's working on that. There's a part in that video where he says, I think my aim's been off. Yeah. And I just love that fucking line.
It's a great line.
Because I've felt that. I'm sure you've felt that. I hope everyone's felt that. You know, I hope that everyone's felt like, hey, you know what? I got to rethink a couple of things, or like, hey, you know what? That thing, I don't fuck with that. I don't think that we're doing the right thing here, or whatever. Like,
he's basically saying like, I feel like I'm well intentioned, and like I want to have a good time, and I don't want to be like everybody's like a party pooper, but like maybe not this thing.
Right. Yeah. So that's an incredible video. If you haven't seen it, do it. I've probably mentioned it on here before because I watch it probably at least twice a year, and it just makes me feel like a human. but that came up. This video is resurfacing because of the New York Times framing Britney Spears documentary thing. It's part of a series.
It's part of a series. Yeah, it's like an episode in a series.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was underwhelming. Like, it didn't teach me a whole lot. It kind of just like summarized. It was like a good informational summarization of what's going on.
Yes, that's exactly it for me, at least. Like, I didn't think it was too revelatory.
Right. Like, it wasn't extremely like journalistic or like investigative. That's what I thought it was going to be, like uncovering shit. It really wasn't. It was presenting facts and like presenting certain viewpoints.
And I mean, unbelievably sad. And,
yeah. But I mean, like, we kind of knew that.
Right. My biggest takeaway was, and this is like kind of similar to the Craig Ferguson thing, just like seeing how, remembering how things were back then and how the light in which people were cast is like this man, like I've said this about like when people go back and say like, oh, this person did this person did that. If they did it in front of a big audience, then there was an audience full of people who laughed at it, understood it, encouraged it, wanted it and everything. And like I don't know, like stuff, Tina Fey wrote this joke or Tina Fey did that or whatever. Like Tina Fey wrote that joke for America and everybody said, great job. And like Craig Ferguson, when he says Anna Nicole Smith died,
people laugh.
The audience laughs because they're like, oh, we're joking about Anna Nicole Smith, right? Like times were really fucking different. And it's been on everybody to hopefully improve, hopefully think like, hey, like that, you know what, that's not funny. You know, don't say that shit anymore. And watching the Britney Spears thing, I was like, oh yeah, that is totally how people treated Britney Spears. That is totally how they fucking viewed her. And honestly, I think the documentary didn't do a great job of presenting. I was going to say both sides. I just don't think it got into any sort of issues that she was having. All it really presented was people were horrible to her.
Yeah.
And it didn't say like, here's what happened to
here's
her.
What like
here's
spurred
how,
the
right. Like
the
here's what she was going through or whatever. I think that we all kind of had to use our memory to piece it together, but obviously she was going through hell.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think that one of my biggest takeaways was I think that like in some ways celebrity has changed a little bit. Like, I forgot how fucking suffocating and like unnecessarily cruel people were to Britney Spears just because like she was one of, I don't want to say like not that many celebrities, but like she was one of like, there were mega celebrities and she was one of them.
Yeah.
And now I feel like celebrity is way more spread out. Mm-hmm. Like there are more celebrities now than I feel like there have ever been because of like the internet, people getting famous from like TikTok, from the internet, from like websites, from TV, from all across the board. Whereas like, I feel like entertainment was more consolidated like 20 years ago. So like people attach themselves to Britney Spears way more than people attach themselves to other celebrities now who might be in her position. So like she was completely suffocated from like the time she was 16 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I could be wrong there. Like it could be.
I think it still exists with certain people. I think that like Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift probably experienced something similar. Like I'm sure Ariana Grande
One Direction
can't walk down the street or right. Yeah. It's weird. Like the boy band thing and like the starlet thing still kind of does exist, but you're right. I mean, it's never been, I feel like notoriety has never been more common where everybody, if they want, or if they choose to, like, can be a YouTuber, can be a Twitter personality, can be whatever. So prayers up for Britney. I mean, did you buy Baby One More Time when you were a kid?
Yeah. And they were talking about, like her childhood friend or whatever, her manager was like, Britney would get all this fan mail and it would fill up an entire room. And I remembered when I was a kid, I wrote a letter to Britney Spears.
What did you say?
I don't know. I just wrote like a love letter to Britney Spears. She was like my biggest first crush.
Oh yeah, she was.
I might have asked for like a signed poster or something. I don't know, but like I had a Britney Spears poster in my room, and like I loved Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, that was
my biggest. Her and Jessica Alba were like my two biggest first crushes.
Oh wow, Jessica. I feel like Jessica Alba is. I feel like that's where we're seeing the age difference between us. But Britney Spears definitely like loved Britney Spears, and I remember that was around the age. I think it was like 5th grade. That's when my friends and I were like starting to look at whether you like girls, boys, whatever, but like look at what fancied you, right? Just be like, wow, I think that's a beautiful person.
Yeah,
and I've never cared about shit like that before. But
same. That was my first like, wow, what a nice face.
Right. But I mean, and this shows that hopefully everybody's changed over the years, become better people, smart people and everything. Like, here's one way in which I haven't changed. I was like, oh my God, we love Britney Spears. Oh my God, she's so pretty. Plus, the song fucking bangs. Am I right? And everyone's like, yeah, it's fine. So it just sounds like shit you hear on the radio. I'm like, no. This has like there's like a fucking disco thing going on. Disco's not fucking cool right now. This is she's got basically a fucking disco song right now. Who else got a disco song? Tell me who's got a disco song. That's not a disco song. That's not a fucking disco song. Shut the fuck up. Jim.
You must have been the worst in like middle school.
Oh,
people were just been like, we don't care. Shut up.
Oh my God. Yeah. I fucking loved Baby One More Time. That is, and I still do. Baby One More Time is an incredible song. I feel like that was around. That had to have been that's a song that put Max Martin on the map. I know that he'd probably done some stuff before, but that was like the first, wait a second, who is responsible for this? Because this is the fucking best. And it was Max Martin. And then they were like, yo, you want to write some songs for Backstreet Boys? Sure. Millennium. He did fucking I Want It That Way. Hey, you know what? We're going to bump you up now. You can work with the kids. Let's bring in an adult for you. Okay. I'll just write That's the Way It Is by Celine Dion. No big deal. And then from there, that guy has just... We heard his music the other night, The Weeknd, just doing a bunch of fine work from Max Martin. So, yeah, I loved Britney Spears.
Yeah, same.
All those fucking... Oh, man.
Speaking of the Super Bowl halftime show, I wrote a thing for CBS this week where I did... who should do the Super Bowl halftime show in 2022?
Oh, boy, that is so SEO.
Yeah, it really is. And I did like 3 or 4 serious ones, and then just like
who'd you put?
Got weird with it. I had like Drake, Taylor Swift was in there.
Taylor Swift.
Don't think Taylor Swift would do it, but I had Snoop Dogg would be great because it's in LA and he's got a lot of friends. He could put on a great show. And then I kind of just got like weird. I initially had put you in there,
nice,
because fresh off your Smash It EP, Vineyard Nights.
What does initially mean?
Initially means that my work was like, no.
That's gonna be a pass.
Had to take you out of there. And so we got to a discussion. What would a DJ Bean halftime show look like?
I have no idea. I didn't put any thought to it, but I do think that it's a good thing to try to figure out. I think it's just in case to have that ready. I have no fucking clue. Like I'd probably like bring you out or something. I don't know. Like you have to pay for it, right?
I looked
you don't
that
get
up.
Paid for that.
I know you don't get paid, but I think that that the NFL covers like all the costs and stuff.
So they changed recently. I thought like 2 or 3 years ago they changed it to you pay to do it. I could be wrong. I know that forever you didn't get paid, and that was like a cool
exposure bucks, baby.
Right? Yeah. It made us feel just like the rock stars of like doing shit and not getting paid for it. That's a thing for certain. I don't know, at certain points in our careers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's changed. I looked up I did like a quick Google search and I saw that like the NFL covers the costs and like you don't get paid. I don't know if like the artists actually pay.
Okay. So, I mean, if I'm paying to put on my own halftime show, you guys aren't getting a very good halftime show. Like the Weeknd supposedly, people don't believe it. The Weeknd supposedly put $7 million of his own money into it, which I cannot believe. But who knows? Weeknd's got to be loaded, so maybe it's no.
I saw that he spent like $10 million or something around there on like his Airbnb for the week.
Oh, okay. So then sure, maybe he spent $7 million. Maybe the Weeknd is who knows? Maybe in addition to just being a prolific musician who's made a lot of money, maybe he's like invested well, or maybe he was independently wealthy. Maybe he's like a Julia Louis-Dreyfus situation where like, yeah, sure, they had this huge career, but they didn't need to. That was like they just happened to also be fucking great comedian and actress, etc. But I don't know what I would, let's see. Would I try to, the big thing with Super Bowl is like you bring out other acts and stuff. I feel like all the acts I would bring out would be better than me.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
That they would be. I'd be like my buddy Julian has brought this up. Like the whole if you bring Kendrick on a song, like you get murdered. Like why would you put Kendrick on your song? He's just gonna upstage you. He's so much better than you. And he was like, people didn't fucking say that about Santana. That's all Santana did.
That's true.
Santana would just bring everybody like. Fucking like Michelle Branch fucking smoked Santana in the Game of Love. Rob Thomas, my god!
But nobody's ever like, oh man, the song would be so much better if it was just like a Michelle Branch song.
Right,
like,
true.
When Santana brings Michelle Branch on a song, it's like, oh man, I'm so glad these two are working together.
Right, they came together. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'd be able to give that sort of thing off. I don't think people would be like, hey, DJ and I don't know. Howmouth Diane Coffee is the only examples I could think of because that's people I actually know. But I don't think anyone would be like, ooh, those two worked well together. They'd be like, well, it's a good thing.
Would have been way cooler if we just had Houndmouth.
Right. Like, thank God DJ brought Houndmouth on. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the actual show and the kind of swiftness of it, where like you go to Taylor Swift show, part of it is you love the songs. Part of it is it's just going to be a huge ass, big crazy production. Right. I feel like that was a big part. That was kind of like what Gaga's show was. It's what
Katy Perry.
The Weeknd's show, Katy Perry. I mean, yeah, the Weeknd's was like way more scaled back than Gaga and Katy Perry. So I mean, I think that I would have to just count on shit like that. But I don't know. Would I want to like fly?
Yeah,
maybe I'd like rent Travis Scott's like bird he flies around on.
But like, do you think that you'd be able to do like choreography?
I don't know. Maybe I get to like a bunch of go-karts or something and just like race them around.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice little like Mario Kart track.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. I'd have to write new songs. I don't know if
Vineyard Nights, I don't know if would translate well to a halftime show.
Vineyard Nights halftime show would be fucking hilarious. So, now I can see it. Like the beginning of like Vineyard Nights is playing, like I'm not on the stage yet, and you're just like they hear like and you're just like, oh shit, he's starting with one. And like I don't know, like that's the halftime show I feel like is like 15-20 minutes. So that would have to go for at least like 6-7 minutes while people waiting.
You could do the whole Michael Jackson move, which is maybe the biggest power move of all time, where he came out at the beginning of the halftime show and he literally stared at the crowd in silence for like 3 minutes.
He loves doing that, yeah.
He wasted like 15% of his halftime show just staring at the crowd, like just begging them to get louder. And guess what? They did. Just an incredible move.
Okay, so we're off to a good start. So we got a long stretch of Vineyard Nights 1 intro. Then I come out, or like they reveal me. There's some like fog going on or whatever, and silence.
You're gonna do the intro first, and then you're gonna sit in silence.
Right. So like, like that's, and then I'm like revealed, and they're like, all right, fine, and then I stop, take a minute, look around, check out everybody,
get a hold of your surroundings.
Right. Just stake the place out for a little bit. Just make sure, like, look behind me, look at me, make sure no one's coming for me, and then I feel like this is a halftime show move. Some like just like big hits on the like the backing band would do, like, so it'd be like when the lyrics come in, it's just like these like big staccato hits. So it'd be like spend the morning, you know what I'm saying? Like the background music would just be like ba 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 instead of just like but it would just be ba 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 ba, and then maybe I do some like choreography with it, like quick moves, and they'd be like, oh fuck, he's not fucking around. He came with that's like a very Britney Spears move, very boy band move. And then,
everybody does like the medley thing, which I get. I think it would be a fucking sick power move if somebody just came out, did one song, and did like a 15-minute jam version of that song. Like New Radicals coming out doing a 15-minute version of "You Get What You Give." Yeah, that would be so cool.
Hell yeah! Did you see that Vampire Weekend put out 2 versions? They have a song called 2021, which is maybe 2 minutes long, minute and a half, short song. They put out 2 20-minute, 21-second 2021s the other day. They had the band jam band Goose did a 20.
Those guys.
Yeah,
those are the guys that they always talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did. They did 2021. I like that. Like a super long. Which of the Vineyard? I feel like Vineyard Nights 1 is best suited for a super long version.
I like that move just because it's like it's very rooted in like, yo, we love this song. We're just gonna play it. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna put on a great show. We're not gonna try to be all things to all people. Yeah. And like, people would complain about it. Twitter would be like, they're only playing one fucking song. But like, I would love that. That'd be such a cool move.
And I love when a song, especially I feel like this happens in award shows, when like you deviate from the song a little bit, you go to a little different place, and you're like, all right, they're doing something else. And like, this is cool. I like where they are right now. Cool. I wonder where you go next. And most of you assumes the song is done. And they're like, nah, we're going back to the song. Like, this is all just a super long version of that song. So like maybe I'm doing Vineyard Nights 1. I really get out there, really stretch it out, goes super long, and everyone's like, hey, cool, sweet. It stinks we don't get to hear like the time is ours part, but I mean, I figure he probably is not going to play the time is ours part. And then 9.5 minutes later, the time is ours. So let's drive our cars to them VNs. I feel like it'd be a big hit. What if I like the idea of somebody that no one's ever heard of just playing the Super Bowl halftime show. Because I feel like people would still watch it. So they I think that Prince did a better halftime show than this guy. Oh, really? Really? So you think, let me just get this down. You think Prince is better than The Weeknd? This is wait till the guys hear about this. Okay. Good. Oh, wait, you think that Prince is also better than Jennifer Lopez? Oh my God. This is crazy. Okay. You think that like the Britney Spears, Prince even better than that? Whoa! So Prince, like one of a kind artist, one of the best ever. Okay, obviously, I hate the Super Bowl halftime show talk.
Yeah, I hate it. Terrible. Yeah, I mean, like, The Weeknd was enjoyable. Like, it wasn't like over the top amazing or anything, but like, I wasn't watching being like, when is this going to be over? Right. I wasn't getting up during. I liked watching it. I was glad that I was watching it. It was a very good fucking performance. He's great. The orchestra looked cool. I liked the setup. Yeah, I thought it was cool that like he used sort of like the empty crowd to his advantage with the way that he set up. Do you think that was a planted meme? The inside the little. No, I think that he's just like that chaotic. Okay. Why do you think that it was a planted meme?
Maybe. I don't hate him for it. If that was the case, I thought about doing, it would have been mean. I thought about doing me looking for any one of these memes to actually be funny. Because they were all, everyone just did such obvious ones. Like when some of them I like couldn't believe. I like read 1,000 times. I was like, wait, is it that's seriously the joke? It was like one of them was like me when I can't find something. I'm like, yeah, like looking around.
Yeah.
Right. But also I couldn't tell. I forget who did that. Because that seems like something I would do. Like when you're looking for something and then it's a thing of just somebody looking for something. But the best one, Connor Ryan.
Yeah, that was so good.
That was by far the best because it wasn't, all of them were like Belichick looking for a quarterback or like Belichick looking for receivers or all these things. Honestly, I feel like most of them were just like Bill Belichick stinking, which was kind of funny. But yeah, me trying to follow my hostess to my table at the Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory humor is so good.
It is. Yeah. Because it's like, I feel like nobody really hates the Cheesecake Factory, but we all recognize that it's like a pretty shitty place.
Oh yeah, it's. Do you think the Cheesecake Factory sells merch?
Yeah, probably. I would imagine so. They sell everything else.
That's true, right? If that ain't on the menu, oh my god. Let's see. Okay, so I think I got to get in on this.
Like I feel like Cheesecake Factory exists solely for the memes.
Yeah, right. They were way before memes existed. They or were popularized, I should say. They were like, you know what? We're gonna make stuff for the memes. So, do you know what Cheesecake Factory's stock name thing is? As you can tell, I've been using Robinhood. I know how to use all the
CHCK.
Better.
Cheese. Is it just cheese?
Better.
Cake.
CAKE. Cake.
Wow, it's just cake.
I mean, I feel like I have to invest in the Cheesecake Factory.
You know what you got to do? You got to
sell all my Dogecoin.
Next week when you come to my house, go 5 minutes down the road, go to the beach, and then tweet, investing in cake by the ocean.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's see. Order now. Oh my God. I mean, I'm just looking at the stuff they have at Cheesecake Factory. I want to buy all of it, but it's all food. Let's see. About Us, store, ship a cheesecake. What the hell?
That seems dangerous.
Okay, let's see. Cheesecake Factory merch. There's no real stuff. I mean,
really?
if there was like this, what I'm wearing right now, I'm wearing like a full zip hoodie. If on the left it just said like Cheesecake Factory,
yeah,
that would be awesome. You know what?
We should make bootleg Cheesecake Factory merch.
Yes, let's jump on because the Kirkland is going to the moon. Kirkland is Bitcoin. Let's make Cheesecake Factory merch Dogecoin. I think that we can do that, right? Okay, we
could get in trouble. We'll figure it out.
I mean, we for sure wouldn't sell it. We would just have to have it made.
Right.
There's a Cheesecake Factory hat. It's an employee hat on eBay. It's $5. I don't know. Maybe I just like the Cheesecake Factory lettering and all that. It does look cool.
Yeah, it's very it's like sort of like Willy Wonka-y.
Yeah. Tonight at the Cheesecake Factory was the best time. It was the happiest I've been in months. You know what that's from?
No.
Step Brothers.
Bro, what?
He on Christmas Eve.
Oh yes,
like,
yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go down to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, drinking by himself at the Cheesecake Factory.
And she says, incredible. But it's Christmas Eve, and he says, "Oh, right, Merry Christmas." That's so dark.
It's so dark.
That's an incredible moment. I mean, Richard Jenkins is just such a legend in that movie. I mean, Rumpus Time Is Over is great. The whole Cheesecake Factory thing, it's extremely my kind of shit. And then the dinosaur stuff is incredible.
just how progressively tired he gets over the course of that movie is an incredible display of acting.
Oh yeah, yeah. He just loses any amount of happiness, energy, just gets sucked right out of him by Dale and Brennan. What a good movie! What a good movie. On the subject of excellent actors, we got to get Stuhlbarg on here, man. We got to get Stuhlbarg. We've been kicking around like, hey, let's get back into the swing of having guests more regularly. Stuhlbarg.
We are big Stuhlbarg guys.
We should be zeroing in on Stuhlbarg. I watched a Stuhlbarg interview the other day because I was considering making a Stuhlbarg fan cam.
Nice.
Like imagine just like Stuhlbarg interviews. What is it? I like cash and hair to my ass. Yes, can you make it go fast? Did that one. And it's all Stuhlbarg.
I'd watch it. I'd watch the hell out of it. I want him on the show just so that we can intro him and do a nice little throwback to the joke that we had in the Oscars like 5 years ago.
45-time Oscar winner, Stuhlbarg. I was thinking of that.
He would be like, "What? I think your information is wrong." I'd be like, no. Shape of Water cleaned up.
Yep.
And you were there.
I was thinking of like making, if we made like a promo to like try to get new listeners, and we could just do all fake shit, like stuff that's not from episodes, but it could be us just kind of being ourselves, but intentionally for a promo type thing. So like maybe Ellen's there and she's like, hey, she's like, I watched a great movie over the weekend, and both of us at the same time say, let me guess, Michael Stuhlbarg was in it. Like that's
I have to
kind of stuff we do.
I have to imagine that the numbers would skyrocket after that.
Let me guess, Mike. Imagine two people at the same time saying that. How funny would that be?
It's just like shape it like a very bad network sitcom promo,
right? Exactly.
Like an NFL game. Exactly. Hell yes.
I was listening to something great the other day. Well, it probably wasn't your podcast. Hey, you're on the podcast too. Like stuff like that. We got a lot of shit we got to work on, but promo involving that classic Michael Stuhlbarg joke.
I had the old Your Honor conversation with my mom this weekend,
it's and a difficult conversation to have with your mom, but everyone's got to have it sometime.
Yeah, I got to tell you, my mom is canceled because she goes, "Who is that guy? Who is that guy that plays Jimmy Baxter? Because I fucking hate that guy." Yeah, I was like, whoa, what? Are you kidding me?
Bye, Mom.
Fucking filing the paperwork to get disowned.
Yeah.
She not. So she later clarified that she is not a fan of the Jimmy Baxter character, which I think is fine. I don't think that Jimmy Baxter is an excellently written character.
I mean, the dialogue in this show, we agree,
we've discussed.
Strong.
Yes,
yeah.
Jimmy Baxter's insistence on having a 48-hour deadline, a literal deadline, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Also, if you got Stuhlbarg, give him some more variety other than I'm not losing another son.
Yeah,
I'm not losing another son, because that line, Stuhlbarg can turn any line into whatever the hell he wants. But if you just give him one line over and over again, you're limited in Stuhlbarg, and that is the greatest sin you can commit when you have Stuhlbarg.
That's right. I've been very hesitant about criticizing Your Honor on Twitter, especially after bringing attention to myself by sliding into Isaiah Whitlock's DMs. But I think that my criticisms are very valid. Like I really enjoy the show. It is not a great show. I would say
it's gone off the rails, right?
It's gone off the rails. It's fantastically, I think in the literal sense of the word, it's fantastically entertaining. It is just super dramatic, very sloppy at points, and very lazy at other points. Just once again this week, them bringing in COVID for absolutely no reason other than to further a plot point just made my eyes roll back into my head so fast that they got whiplash.
Oh my God. I mean, in what 5-minute span was this show filmed?
Right?
Like, it uses the term social distancing, but has no idea what the pandemic is like and how people behave. So, like, I think they somehow knew that maybe something's coming, or like, I'm just so confused by how did they work the pandemic into this, and how is this the idea that they had for the pandemic? When he says, I got to go hang out with Chet Hayes in the back, and they're in a courtroom and they're yelling at each other and they're doing the court thing and they're approaching the bench and they're doing all this stuff. The prosecutor and the defense attorney start to walk in with him, and he goes, let's keep our social distancing. Like, what?
Literally social distancing does not exist in the show until he mentions it. And then it didn't exist when he mentioned it, and then it didn't exist after he mentioned it.
Also, what was the fucking plan without the pandemic?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
How else is he getting them out of that room?
It only exists when it's convenient to further a plot line.
Yeah, and that just shows how not fantastically written it was.
It's not.
It just isn't. But I mean, you said entertaining. I love this show. I don't think it's great.
I'm as excited for a finale as I've been in, I guess maybe since The Undoing, but before that, I mean, I'm counting down the minutes till Sunday because I want to see how this plays out.
I think I texted you this. I was looking forward to this past Sunday more for Your Honor episode 9 than I was for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think honestly the sloppiness and the laziness of it kind of sort of plays into that because I want to see what stupid shit they do next.
Right. Like, is this thing going to be resolved? The answer is almost always probably not. Mm-hmm. And are they going to decide to add more stuff with time running out? The answer is always yes. Yeah. So like now they've brought in that Michael's wife was having an affair. Between that, Charlie and Franny knowing, the cop connection to the Eugene situation, and the trial,
so much,
which now involves Chet Hayes, they have added so much the last I think just the last episode, right? Like all those things I just said, I think were
literally just all in the last 60 minutes.
And you still got Costello trying to figure shit out, and you've still got Adam and Fia. There is so much shit.
There's the whole storyline of cops torturing their detainees.
Yeah.
That was just brought up and never addressed again. And the one thing that I'm kind of stuck on is if the pedophile teacher solely exists to tell the guy Charlie about Adam being the person who did the hit and run, that is so unnecessary.
I know.
There are a million other ways that he could have found out. He is best friends with the judge.
Right.
A million other ways that he could have found out.
He is incredibly connected to this story.
Exactly, yes. So if that is her only purpose, which it seems like her only purpose in the story was to deliver the news that she delivered at the end of last episode.
Yeah. That meant that they had to write in the whole NYU storyline.
Right.
And him lying about getting in and not wanting to go in. And then then they had to bring in the mother for the go deep, or the grandmother for the go deep, not wide thing, which I don't know if not to speak ill of Mrs. Desiato, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with the go deep, not wide. That's just one person's philosophy. And I'm sure that the kid it takes to heart because his late mother said it, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with that philosophy. Go deep, not wide.
Yeah.
I
think both can be valuable.
Right, yeah, right. Don't stick to one, I would say, is mine.
I mean, I think our podcast goes wide more than it goes deep, especially the time that we made you wide again.
That's true, right. We literally went wide one time.
Yeah.
I've been going back to spin class, so maybe I'm not going to get wide, but maybe I'll get less, less whatever I am. Trying.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the gym. Haven't gone back, but I've been thinking about it.
Handlebar, if you're in Boston, you can go to do you know what Big Night Live is?
No.
It's a music venue. It's
yes.
A club.
Yes,
they added to
attached to TD Garden.
Right. So they have no use for that space, obviously, right now. So they're letting Handlebar do classes in there. So that whole space, it's huge. It's got all these lights and it's got this bonkers sound system.
Sick.
They have all the bikes there. It's the coolest experience in the world. And there's so much space. So you are nowhere near anybody else, but you're still among people. And it's great. You do the mask the whole time. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't. That surprises me that it doesn't take away from.
Yeah.
Like you're not huffing and puffing because you have a mask. Like you're huffing and puffing because you haven't worked out in 10 months. But
That's surprising.
it's great. I love it. So but Your Honor is setting itself up to have such a busy finale, which stinks because I feel like all I've wanted is some kind of slow burn stuff to really see Stuhlbarg shine. To see
Not going to happen.
Shine.
It's not the vessel for it. It's not that kind of show. It was never going to happen. And I think I'm okay with it because like, I think at this point we know what the show is. We know that we're probably not going to love the way that it ends. We're probably going to come away from it being like, that show was not great, but guess what? I really enjoyed it, and I'm sad that it's gone.
I'm going to be heartbroken when it's gone.
Yeah,
because it's such a chaotic experience watching that show. But I mean, even for as crazy and as not great as the dialogue is, scenes between Bryan Cranston and Michael Stuhlbarg, those have my fucking undivided attention.
Yeah, and like that. So that's where like my disappointment comes from, and that's why I was disappointed when things did start to go off the rails because I felt like this had potential to be a great show because of those two guys who are unbelievable actors.
Oh yeah.
But like once I realized that this wasn't going to be an unbelievable opportunity for them to flex, kind of just took it for what it is and enjoying it for what it is. But there are those moments where you see them like butt heads and where like they are getting some opportunity to flex their acting ability. And it's just like really, really intense.
Yeah.
And you get those like real flashes of brilliance. I'm like, damn, this could have been incredible.
Yeah. They've also, I feel, squandered the opportunity to, I feel like Hope Davis was good in this show. And that's just stopped because the Mrs. Baxter, what's her first name? But Stuhlbarg's wife in the show was, I thought, a really good character and like the kind of brains of the operation, or like oh, you gotta watch out for this character because like she was just very demonstrative, clearly very calculated. I mean, came up with the plan to do the worst part of the show, which was when they kill that family. She was like
she really seemed like almost like the puppet master. Like she was pulling the strings. Right.
Like true monster type stuff. And now because they're like, hey, sorry, Hope, you're doing a great job. It's just we've written in 400 extra storylines. And now you are somehow not a main part of the show anymore. So that's disappointing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the finale, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's par for the course with this show because I don't blame myself for not being able to guess or say, okay, well, this is gonna happen. Whereas easy to do that with something like The Undoing or The Night Of. This show has just shown there's no rules, there's no plan. It's just it's going to have some sort of bonkers ending.
Yep, 100%. And nobody's going to see it coming. I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's basically our Super Bowl.
It is. Last point I'll make. Stuhlbarg, I've realized, is Tarantino if Tarantino wasn't like all Tarantino. Don't they look? They look kind of similar.
They have similar features, I think.
And I feel like they kind of carry themselves similarly, but it's when they talk that, boy, are they different.
No, I wouldn't say that they carry themselves similarly. I think that Stuhlbarg is incredibly in control of himself.
Yeah.
And I would not say that about Quentin Tarantino.
Yes,
I would say quite the opposite. Quentin Tarantino is very twitchy and very not in control of anything that is going on.
Yeah. Stuhlbarg has like a very I'm not thinking I'm reaching for the word, but like very calculated is the wrong word, but like
Purposeful demeanor.
right, like every word he's saying is like has the utmost care. And like he's just like this very polished dude. You're right. Tarantino is quite different. I watched Reservoir Dogs again recently. Forgot that Tarantino was in it.
Yeah. No. I was sorry. I was thinking about was thinking about Stuhlbarg in Boardwalk Empire, and he is like the most purposeful and like clean and just efficient mob boss in that show. Man, if you want Stuhlbarg flexing, you got to watch Boardwalk Empire again.
I think that the good way for the episode to end is to redo that last part. We'll include all this, but you just leave it at. Hold on, I'll message it to you so it's not going to sound like it's planned, even though all this is going in the episode.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Hold on. Fuck, what was I watched Reservoir Dogs again the other day. I forgot Quentin Tarantino was in it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about Stuhlbarg.